The Rainbow Theater presents The Lost City of Acra. You can read along with me in your book. When you hear this, turn the page. Let's begin now. Fearless, loyal, in constant battle against injustice. A hero like no other. No man, no law, no war can stop Rambo, the force of freedom. Colonel Troutman sits behind his desk, a serious expression on his face as he speaks into the red telephone.
Yes, sir. I had heard that General Warhawk was moving into India, but I had no idea what he was up to. Yes, sir. He must be stopped at once, and I know just the man who can do it. Rambo.
Rambo is chopping logs at his cabin by the side of a lake in the high Sierra Mountains. The sound of the axe biting into the wood is drowned by an approaching helicopter. Troutman calls down to him through a bullhorn.
Rambo! Your country needs you!
Then let's do it!
Troutman throws down a rope, which Rambo grabs and climbs up to join him as the chopper flies high over the mountains. In the cabin, Troutman outlines the situation.
General Warhawk and the Savage team have captured the lost city of Acra. In order to have enough people to dig for the treasure buried there, they have enslaved all the Bindu villagers. Washington wants you to free them and toss out General Warhawk.
Sounds good to me, sir.
If you get into trouble down there, we can't help you.
The day I let that poisonous snake make anybody a slave will be the day the sun turns purple and the Statue of Liberty drops her torch.
Troutman smiles.
That's what I thought.
Rambo collects Turbo and Cat, and they fly to India, eventually landing close to a jungle village. Cat surveys it carefully.
So, this is Simpur. It looks pretty quiet.
Rambo looks grim.
I wouldn't count on it staying that way.
They are met by Captain Dutton of the Indian Army.
I do hope you'll be comfortable. I'm afraid out here we don't have a great many civilized amenities.
No problem.
I wish you luck, Mr. Rambo. No one has been able to get within miles of the lost city of Acra so far.
That's because no one is as anxious to see General Warhawk as I am.
Suddenly, there is the sound of a tank approaching, and a grenade explodes in the center of the village. Rambo swings himself up into an enormous banyan tree as the tank grinds into view with Sergeant Havoc in the commander's hatch, spraying bullets from a machine gun. Everyone runs for cover as Havoc calls out, "Hey, Rambo! Come out, wherever you are! Move on in, men!" A party of Warhawk's troops move out from behind the tank. They dive for cover as Turbo hurls a grenade. As the tank passes under the banyan tree, Rambo drops onto it, grabs Havoc, and slings him off.
Sorry, Sergeant Havoc, but I need to borrow your buggy.
He disposes of the driver in the same way, and Turbo races over and joins him.
Okay, Turbo, let's wrap this thing up.
Turbo drives the tank and chases Havoc and his troopers into the jungle. Rambo stands in the open hatch with the machine gun blazing. Havoc turns and shakes his fist. "I'll get you for this, Rambo!"
Don't bet on it!
Late that night, as Rambo lies sleeping, fully clothed, a shadowy figure creeps into his room. A monkey leaps from the figure's arms and jumps up and down on Rambo's back.
What the?
He switches on the light and sees a handsome young Bindu standing beside him.
Please, I'm sorry if I startled you. Bankum, come here.
The monkey jumps into his arms. Rambo stares at him.
What do you want?
I have come to join forces with you.
At this time in the morning?
There is no time to lose. I am Chad, son of Buram, chief of the Bindus. My father and my people are prisoners of General Warhawk. I escaped, but they are in great danger.
Well, as long as I'm up anyway, I might as well be doing something useful. Let's go.
As dawn approaches, Rambo, Turbo, and Cat follow Chad and his monkey through the dense jungle.
We are just a few miles from my village now. This is a shortcut. Only the Bindus know of it.
They enter a clearing, and Cat holds up her finger for silence.
I hear water.
Yes, we are coming to a bridge. My village is not far beyond that.
Turbo looks round suspiciously.
I haven't seen a lookout yet. That's not like Warhawk. What do you say, Rambo?
Yeah, it's almost too easy.
They come to the ancient bridge, made from twisted grass ropes and tied to trees on either side of a deep rocky gorge. Chad cautions them.
It will support only one person at a time. I will cross first.
When he is safely on the other side, Rambo sets out. As he reaches the center of the bridge, he sees Chad grabbed from behind, and Gripper appears from the underbrush with a flamethrower, which he directs at the flimsy ropes which hold the bridge.
Bye-bye, sucker!
Turbo and Cat start firing at Gripper across the gorge, but more of Warhawk's troopers come out of the jungle and return their fire. Gripper's flamethrower burns through one rope. Rambo hangs onto the side of the bridge as it sags suddenly, almost throwing him off. He tries to backtrack, but the bridge is too unsteady. Then the final rope is burned through, and the bridge gives way. Rambo falls, plunging into the gorge. Gripper is elated.
Let's get out of here. General Warhawk's gonna give me a bonus for this one.
When the music stops, turn your cassette over. Turbo and Cat fire furiously after Gripper and his men as they disappear into the jungle. Then they stop shooting and move to the edge of the gorge and look down anxiously. Far, far below them, they see Rambo hanging onto the rope with one hand and waving to them with the other. Cat is relieved.
He made it!
Turbo grins.
Did you think he wouldn't?
Rambo quickly shins up the dangling rope, and the three of them return to Simpur. They are greeted by an officious little Indian general who holds out his hand to Rambo.
Ah, you must be the American.
Rambo takes an instant dislike to him.
You got it, sir.
Rambo, am I correct?
You are, sir.
I'm General Hendricks. I've been sent in to replace Captain Dutton. He, was wanted elsewhere. Is there anything I can do for you, Rambo?
No thanks, sir. We're just going to regroup for a surprise visit to the Bindu's village.
Well, you'll be relieved to know that won't be necessary. I am taking over that operation.
What does that mean?
It means that we are very grateful for your help and we are refueling your plane for your return home. I believe these are your orders.
Hendricks hands Rambo a telegram and leaves them. Turbo watches as he reads it.
What does it say?
It's from Colonel Troutman. He wants us back home.
Cat is perplexed.
They get us here and call us right back? Why?
Rambo gazes thoughtfully after the departing General Hendricks.
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
At the lost city of Acra, everything is a shambles. There are excavations everywhere as the enslaved Bindus, men, women, and children, dig for the treasure which is buried there. They are guarded by Gripper and General Warhawk's troops. The chief of the Bindus falters in his work.
I am unwell.
Gripper cracks his whip and shouts at him.
Keep digging.
The Bindu village is almost deserted, apart from Warhawk's soldiery. Chad is imprisoned in a bamboo cage, his ankle shackled to a metal post. His monkey sits sadly under a nearby tree. The tent, which Warhawk uses as his headquarters, is not far away, and Chad overhears the voice of Sergeant Havoc talking to the general.
I hear the chief of the Bindus is ill, sir.
Never mind about that, Sergeant. I've just had a message from General Hendricks. He's had it all fixed up with the authorities that Rambo and his meddling friends will soon be called back to the States.
That sounds like good news, General.
Yes. The way is clear for us to seize all the treasure when those villagers dig it up for us.
Chad reaches through the bars of his cage and breaks a piece of bark off the tree. With a twig, he scratches a message on it. A small girl brings him a bowl of food, and he whispers quietly to her.
Vida, tear a strip from your sari. Quickly.
Here, Chad. Is that enough?
Very good, Vida. Thank you.
Reaching again through the bars, Chad uses the strip of cloth to tie his message round the monkey's neck. Urgently, he whispers to his pet.
Bunko, listen. Go far over trees. Find Rambo. Go. Get Rambo.
In Simpur, Rambo, Cat, and Turbo are eating their evening meal when Troutman enters their tent. Rambo is surprised.
Colonel Troutman, what are you doing here?
I came to escort you home.
Wait a minute. I gotta tell you, there's something real strange going on here.
It has suddenly become none of our business. Washington wants you back home. Tomorrow.
That night, Rambo is woken again by Chad's monkey.
Hey, where did you come from? What's that around your neck? A message? From Chad? Let's read it. Hendricks, General Warhawk's ally. Father ill. Please come. I knew it! Let's go!
Rambo prepares himself for battle and rouses Cat and Turbo. Together they make their way to the Bindu village, and while Cat and Turbo overpower the guards and release Chad, Rambo sets about destroying Warhawk's equipment, which is housed in 6 boats moored on the river. He starts up a small power boat and steers it at full throttle directly at the supply boats. At the last moment, he dives into the water as the boats collide with a gigantic explosion.
Happy 4th of July!
As he swims for the shore, a large, vicious crocodile comes for him, jaws wide open.
Hey, Grandma, what big teeth you have.
Rambo grabs the crocodile by the jaws and wrestles furiously with it. At last, he gets onto its back and clings on tightly while the reptile carries him to the bank. Sergeant Havoc sees it and throws a grenade. Using his rifle like a bat, Rambo knocks it back at him. Chad's cage is now filled with Warhawk's troopers, while the general and his cronies escape downriver in a flimsy native canoe. Cat points them out to Rambo.
They're getting away!
Rambo laughs.
Straight into the rapids.
Chief Buram hands Rambo a beautiful idol of solid gold.
I offer this in gratitude for freeing my people.
Thanks. I'm honored. But that belongs here.
Later, back in Simpur, as Troutman, Rambo, and his friends board their plane back home, they see General Hendricks taken away in handcuffs. Troutman shakes his head.
There's a man who ruined his life. And for what?
Rambo has the answer.
Greed. That's what. If people weren't greedy, there'd be no fighting and no wars. Wouldn't that be great?